How are we doing, Arizona sports fan family? Thank you so very much for tuning back in. I really do appreciate it. Now, I recently put a poll up about, diversing this channel and actually starting to talk about some Phoenix Suns content. And little do we know, we had leaps and bounds, a strong yes over the people that said no. So here it is. The first thing I want to talk about is, can this 2021 Suns team make it to the playoffs and end our 10-year drought, guys? That's what we're going to dive into today. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Alright guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, I wanted to talk about the Phoenix Suns and their chances of going into the playoffs. Now, honestly, there's a lot of big hype going around this Phoenix Suns team, and rightfully so. Right now, we're sitting 21-11 on the season, and we are playing like we are on another level. Now, I still remember this last offseason when the Phoenix Suns made the huge trade for Chris Paul. We ended up giving pieces like Ricky Rubio away and also Kelly Oubre. Now, I was actually extremely sad because of those pieces, mainly more Kelly Oubre than anything, but once I was looking at in the grand scheme of things, Chris Paul is an absolute superstar. There's been an interview out there with Chris Paul saying that he came to the Phoenix Suns because of Devin Booker, and rightfully so. Devin Booker is a superstar in the making. Although we know him a lot here in the Phoenix area, there's still a lot of national people out there that don't know him as quite as much as we know him as. Devin Booker to the Suns is pretty much like the Larry Fitzgerald to the Cardinals, or even the Goldschmidt to the Diamondbacks. Now, obviously, Goldschmidt is no longer with the Diamondbacks, but that was basically what we're talking about here. The face of the organization, and that is what Devin Booker is. Now, this 2021 team has a strong possibility to make the playoffs. Currently, right now, we're sitting in the 4th seed, but if we're taking a look at the standings, we're very, very close to going to the 3rd. Very close. It's just as long as we take care of the stuff that we need to take care of. That's the #1 priority here. Now, I've seen this multiple times throughout the year. The Suns kind of, in my personal opinion, play down to the team that they're playing. I don't know if they get bored. I don't know if they think it's an easy win. I don't think they're putting their 110%. And that's why we're seeing some losses to the Pistons, to the Hornets. Teams like that where we look at the schedule and we're like, we should win that game. But then again, the Suns end up losing. But it's rightfully so to really not think that the Suns are going to go like undefeated through the season. We're going to get losses. And honestly, losses are something that needs to happen because we need to learn from those losses. But as of right now, we're still sitting 21-11, and I would take that record in a heartbeat. I'll take this from someone that has lived through Phoenix Suns not making the playoffs for 10 straight years. I'm not trying to get, oh, whoa, it's me. Phoenix Suns didn't make the playoffs, but it wasn't even like this last 10 years or the years of the drought of the playoffs. They were close to making the playoffs. It was an absolute abysmal show that has been going on from the Phoenix Suns in general. So for them to captivate a young crowd and get them excitement for, Phoenix in general, it wasn't there the past 10 years. There was a big change that happened this 2021 season, and the biggest reason for that is going to be none other than Chris Paul, the superstar, the guy who seems to be getting everything in the right direction. At one point, Devin Booker didn't play like Devin Booker in the beginning of the season, but rightfully so, he came back to his reassurance, and then he's also an all-star for this year so far, him and Chris Paul. So congratulations to both of them in making the all-star team. I know Devin Booker it's really important for him to make that all-star team, and he was able to complete his goal, so kudos to him. But I still think that Chris Paul is probably, I think they're both playing at an MVP level. Don't get me wrong here. They're both playing on an MVP level, but I think that Chris Paul just might have just the slightest of edge. And the reason why I say that is because now when Chris Paul got here, a lot of things changed. The way that DeAndre Ayton has been playing, Mikal Bridges seemed to take that extra next step. Cam Johnson is also playing pretty lights out as well. So kudos to everything that Chris Paul has done with just his leadership in general in this locker room. Shows extreme measures that we needed somebody like Chris Paul. Obviously, Devin Booker's there as well, so it elevates both their talents just in general. So got to give them kudos to what this team has been built. Shout out to James Jones, the GM of this Suns organization, and shout out to Monty Williams as well. This guy has changed the culture. This guy has changed the way that people see the Phoenix Suns in just 2 years. Amazing job that he's been doing here. But let's go ahead and move over to the playoff scenario here. Now, like I mentioned a little earlier, right now we're sitting in the 4th seed, only about 1 to 2 games away from this the 3rd seed, which is absolutely possible. Now, right now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Phoenix Suns are a championship level team. It's kind of way too early to go ahead and say right now. I think we're about, 35 games in, a little less, and we still have over 40 plus games to play. So a lot of different things can change through the course of the NBA season. So kind of keep that in mind as well. But my goodness, I cannot even lie to you right now and say that this Phoenix Suns has brought in so much excitement to this Phoenix fan base. And I'm so excited that we're finally getting a team that we can really depend on and really start seeing going to the playoffs. Now, if they go to the playoffs, I automatically see that as a winning season in my personal opinion. But keep this in mind, 10 years on a playoff drought for the Phoenix Suns, as well as the type of basketball that they were playing these straight 10 years, going to the playoffs is an absolute win. Trust me when I say this. And I also want to go ahead and talk a little bit about DeAndre Ayton as well. I know there's a lot of people that are really upset with him. I get that there's a lot of people that want to trade him off already. They're not happy that he's not physical enough. But I still do think that this year he's played a little differently. Although it's maybe like 5% to 4% to 10% different. I still kind of see that as a win. I don't want to give up on DeAndre Ayton as of right now, in my personal opinion. Now, granted, if there's like this big collapse towards the end of the season, then we can start, thinking about doing that. But as of right now, I feel like we got some sort of gelling going on within the team. And I don't want to mess that up right now. So even players coming off the bench as well are doing very good for this Suns team. So we're just pretty much going on all cylinders go, and the playoffs seem to be attainable for this Phoenix Suns team. Like I mentioned earlier, 21-11 is probably the best thing I've seen in quite some time for this Phoenix Suns team, organization just in general. So kudos to them, and kudos for bringing us some happiness for the sports world, for people that are diehard Arizona sports fans. Shout out to you guys, Phoenix Suns. You guys are making everything really exciting here. I'm super excited to see what we're going to look like against a team like the Jazz, a team like the Lakers. And I most likely probably will be doing some watch parties. So if you guys really enjoyed the watch parties, do me one big favor here, smash that like button on this video and let me know that you want more Suns content. As long as we go ahead and get this video to at least 100 likes, we'll go ahead and continue to pumping them out, guys. Can this year be the year that our drought ends? Put everything on the comments below, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, and if you're new, please consider subscribing to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. All right, that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much for watching, and I am out. Thank you.